Rev up your engines! Some people say fixing cars is all smoke and mirrors. Well, I don't know about mirrors, but smoke can really help you fix a lot of problems, especially when it comes to finding leaks. Now, there's all kinds of smoke machines out there you can buy. This particular one, called Power Scale, the smoke machine, they're like 130 bucks on Amazon. I like it because not only is it a nice size, it's not too big, it's not too small, but it's powered by 12-volt batteries. I'm using this lithium ion that I've been testing out. I'll talk about that later. It's a pretty good battery. You can hook it up to your car battery too, but I don't like messing with the cars I'm working on, so I use a portable supply for power instead of the cars. And what I like about this kit is it comes with everything. All these adapters, plug up parts while you're checking for smoke, so you know the smoke is only going back and not coming out of open holes. Smoke equipment you need, the fluid, the bottle to tip it in, everything you need. And unlike the cheap ones, this also has a gauge for flow and a pressure gauge. So when you turn it on, if we put it in, you can see it shows what the flow is and it shows the pressure. And the pressure is adjustable because you don't want too much pressure and blow stuff. Now, as usual, nobody's paying me to advertise these things. I just try out lots of stuff, and I've found in this price range, it's a pretty good smoke machine. And I mean, a leak in your house, in your sewage system, you smell sewer gas, it's great for that too. You can stick it in, it'll blow the smoke all over the place. You'll find where the leak is. It's handy for lots of stuff, but for cars, it's real handy if you have a leak somewhere. For example, say you got an exhaust leak, you can't tell where it's coming from, and maybe it only does it sometimes and not others. Maybe it only does when the engine is cold and not once you warm it up. In that case, it's simple. You get the adapter that fits in the tailpipe, voila. Then you get your smoke machine, hook it up and turn it on. It's that simple. Now it's filling the exhaust with smoke. Wherever the leak is, you'll find it. Now, of course, use common sense. Do it when the engine's cold. Otherwise, the rubber will melt. Things might start on fire, right? Do it on a cold engine. Then you'll find out where the leak is. Now, of course, this is my wife's matrix. You can see it's only coming out the back here. I'd have to push it in tighter because there's no leak in the system, and it's just building up pressure, and it's coming out of here. My car's smoking. Now, this is another reason I like this portable battery, because I can move it anywhere. I don't have to use the car's battery that's way, way far away. And I do have to say that this Thunder Sky Winston 12.8 volt, 100 ampere sealed battery, it is a lithium battery. It's not a lead acid battery. Now, this is not a lithium ion battery. It's a lithium iron phosphate battery. They're a lot safer than the lithium ions. They don't have the problems with explosivity. And if you're curious about the specifications, you can pause this and read them all. There's all the specifications. Now, as you can see, even though it looks like a car battery, it's not made for cars. You could use it in a pinch. I use it to power trolling motors and boats. Now, you can use these in electric golf carts. You can use them in all kinds of things. Like, a lot of guys use them. They hook them together, parallel or series, hook them up to solar panels to store energy. Pretty good brand. Had this thing about a year and I haven't any problems with it at all. Just realize if you do mess around with these batteries, you got to get a special charger. You can't use a regular battery charger. It has to be able to do lithium batteries. Now, a lot of modern battery chargers have a real choice. It'll have a standard flooded battery, it'll have a gel battery, and then it'll also have a thing for lithium that you can pick. But if you don't have a choice of lithium, don't use a regular battery charger on these. You got to use a lithium charger. Not just like a car battery that's got sulfuric acid and cells. No, it's completely different. And like I say, it does look like a car battery, but they're not made for starting cars. You can do it in a pinch, but they're not really made for that. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is a scan tool for people who are really serious about working on their car. A ThinkScan, and it's $6.89 BT. Now, yes, it's not a cheap scan tool, but it is a good tool if you're serious. It's a real mechanics tool. Now, the cheapest I found was $4.79. You can find all kinds of prices, but on AliExpress, I found them for $479. And it does a lot of things that my $5,000 scan tool does. Plug it in the OBD port, you can see the lights on, it's working. And it does an auto search. Cool graphics, I gotta say. It's like something out of the Matrix. Hilariously enough, I've got it hooked up to my wife's Toyota Matrix. Okay, it's a Toyota. Knows it's a matrix. Do a health report. It's going to go through the whole system. Smart machine that knows things that are here, things that aren't here. We're going to look at live data. We'll just flip through everything. Now, this is an older car, so there's only a certain amount of data it's going to have, but still, even does vent valves for the evap and variable valve control. But the main thing of these are they can do a lot of actuator tests. And I hooked it up to my son's late model 2022 Toyota Tacoma. It did like 360 bits of data and all kinds of actuation tests. Tilt injector, volume, air fuel control, fuel pump, clutch for the compressor, for your AC, your purge valve, variable valve timing, lockup solenoid on the transmission, vent valve, does all kinds of stuff. And of course on the new ones they have even more special functions. This is old one, but you can still do a manual throttle match on the new ones. There's scores and scores of things you can do. It is a professional tool that does an awful lot of stuff. Now you got to consider the average mechanic these days charges $200 an hour up labor, so for a couple hours of labor you get a machine like this. If you're serious about working on your car, you might find something like this to be a real handy tool. And especially if you're working on your own stuff and you're serious, look, it keeps the diagnostic history. These are the cars I've already hooked it up to. And one of my favorite aspects of this is once you take the little dongle off, we'll turn the tool upside down. It's magnetic. You're not going to lose this. You lose this, it doesn't work. They're all matched to the machine, so you're not going to lose it. So if you're serious about working on your own car, no longer do you have to go to a mechanic, say you put in a cam sensor, a crank sensor, and you got to correlate them. This machine can do that. You got a car, you got to bleed the brakes because you got ABS brakes. Machine like this can do the ABS bleeding procedure. You got a modern car that has an electronic parking brake. You can use this machine to work on the electric parking brake. You can make it so it turns itself off while you do a brake job. You can't do a brake job, a modern car, if it has electronically activated brakes. You could crush your fingers, or the whole thing when you got out of the park could pop out and then you got mess fluid all over the place. This can activate it too. It's a serious tool. Now a lot of people, they're going to say, that's over my head, but if you want to learn, considering these mechanics are charging $200 an hour up, a $400 something scan tool, at least the one that I found on AliExpress, this price is all over the place. If you're going to buy a tool like this, you look all around. Sometimes Amazon's having a sale and you'll find out it's on sale, then buy it then. You might not need it right away, but hey, if it's $200-300 cheaper, buy it then. Now the last thing I'm going to talk about is this giant jump starter. Now if you've tried these little bitty lithium-ion jump starters and find out they won't start your car, now the problem with the serious one. This is a DSR powered by Schumacher. Schumacher's a company that everybody knows. Schumacher, well, now they branded with other companies, so now it's called DSR, but it is an actual lead acid battery inside here. Ooh, it's heavy as can be. You turn it around, it shows the voltage, it shows it's got 90% life left. The cables, they're not flimsy little things. Copper, super thick wires. I have yet to find a vehicle that this didn't jump start. Well, I'll take that back. I did have one that it wouldn't jump start, and that's because the engine was locked up. So when I turned the key, the starter just went click because the engine was locked up. Then when I got my cheater bar and tried to turn the engine over, I couldn't move it because the engine was locked up. If this baby won't start your car, then either your starter's broken or your engine's locked up. It can start just about anything. And check it out, here's how you charge it up. You plug an extension cord into it. That's it, and it charges. But your house, 110 volt cable right in there. Very simple. In the case of bigger is better, hey, you can't beat bigger. Bigger, stronger cables. A big, heavy battery. It just works better. My grandson's got the same one in Tennessee. He uses it to jump start anything. Sometimes cars that were sitting for 5 years in a field. He'll hook it up, boom, boom, put them on his trailer, take them back, fix them up, get rid of them, right? You can't beat big when it comes to jump starting cars. And of course, since this is a sealed unit, you don't have to worry about, oh, I'm going to jump start somebody's car with my car, where you might destroy your own car. No, it's an all self-inclusive system. The cables, the battery. It's the best jump starter I've ever found. So if you got stuff you need to jump start, lawn tractors, whatever, that'll start them. Anything from a tiny little lawn tractor to a motorcycle to a big old diesel truck. My grandson used it to start up this Ford 350 diesel that had 2 giant dead batteries in it. One on the left, one on the right. He hooked us up, started right up. It's a serious jump starter. It's not one of those little ones that maybe you can use it 2 or 3 times or something like that. It's an actual lead acid battery. It all folds back, clamps down, so you don't lose it. Remember, I am back in Rhode Island. You notice the background's a little bit different. So if anybody wants to bring their car, they got a problem they want checked out, or maybe they want to show off a new car, or maybe they want to complain about some pile of junk they got to warn everybody else, hey, just email me. ScottyKilmer@gmail.com. I'm back in Portsmouth, Rhode Island, and I'm ready to set up appointments for the next 2 months. So, ScottyKilmer@gmail.com. Get a hold of me. You come by here in the morning and meet me and learn a little bit about your car. Maybe something you don't want to know, but hey, it's better to know the reality of things than to just pretend nothing's wrong and then you're stuck on a highway because your car broke. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.